Hey guys, it's Nadia Shock. So sorry this isn't a comedy skit or a funny video of some sort. I just wanted to talk about something serious, something that I battle with and thousands of women and men battle with. I just kind of wanted to make this comforting video because I feel like, if I'm battling with this, I know that there's people are too. And we can all come together, give each other advice, whatever, and hopefully enlighten other people about iron deficiency and anemia. So I have iron deficiency anemia. There's different kinds of anemia. What that is means like there's not enough red blood cells in my body for me to function properly. I don't get enough oxygen. And like I'm constantly dizzy, fatigued, very weak. I get really like sick. Sick as in like I don't have energy. I don't get like nauseous or like have colds or anything. I just feel very weak. So I'm gonna start off like going through a list on how like I figured out I was anemic. The doctors told me so I didn't self-diagnose myself. So yeah, it started off with my hair falling out. My hair has been falling out for quite a while, and I didn't know that that was a sign of anemia until I started watching YouTube videos and other people telling me about it. But my hair started falling out a lot, and it still does till this day. And to me, I was thinking like, girl, you're stressed. But then again, I'm not a stressed person. I'm a very fun, bright person. But I admit sometimes, as a human, sometimes people get stressed. And I was just like, okay, maybe I'm stressed. Or I didn't quite think it was going to be anemia. But my hair started falling out a lot. A lot. Every time I take a shower, there's just clumps of like hair would fall out. And it still does till this day. It's a little less, but like my hair still falls out. So that was one of the first signs. And then I had a performance coming up with my Korean club. So we do like K-pop dancing. We started practicing a lot. I was cool with practicing towards getting to the performance. Like it was hard for me to practice because we would run through the dance like 20 times to make sure everybody was like on point and perfect. So I was running through the dance, and towards like the end where it started getting to our performance, I could not complete the dances. I would force myself to, because I'm like, girl, I got a show. Like, I don't got time to be feeling like this. You're just gonna have to brush it off, Nadia. But like I was just so weak, and I would be like, I don't understand why. Like, I love to dance, and I didn't want the girls thinking like, oh, she probably doesn't want to dance. But like, no, I was just feeling weak. And so every time we practiced, I would just like, if our moves was something big, I was just like doing small of it. Like, I didn't have enough energy to do like the complete thing. Until the day of the dance, I gave it my all. But after the dance, I just felt completely dead. So that was another sign. And so next is like having a pale face. I came to school one day and I was weak out of my mind. I was like, girl, I could pass out. It was in the morning. I was walking in the hallway and I had saw one of my friends, and I was like, yo, what's up? Like, I feel hella weak. Like, I feel like I'm about to pass out. And he was like, you're pale. I was like, racist? Okay, we get it. I'm white, okay. No, I'm just playing. But I was like, yeah, like, I feel pale, if that makes sense. And he was like, yeah, you look like extremely pale. And so I took like my phone, and then like I looked through the screen of it. I was like, oh my god, I look like a ghost. I look like I done slapped the wrong color foundation on, of a lighter color or some sort. I looked gray, like a grayish color. And I was like, oh my god, Nadia, you look ugly. And I was like, yeah, that, like, I could just pass out. And he was like, you need to go to the ER. And I was like, I think not, because I hate the doctors. I absolutely hate the doctors. They're just scary and creepy. So I went into my first period, and I sat down, and the teachers were like, you look extremely pale, Nadia. You're okay. And I was like, no. So they were like, you need to call your parents before you don't pass out in this class. And I was like, cool. Call my dad. He was like, I'm going to take you to the emergency room. And as I was waiting for my dad to come pick me up from school, I'm a TA for my PE teacher, so like we were in the gym, and my other friend Tristan was good. Tristan, if you're watching this, he was like, "Yeah, you do look pale. You look pale as hell." And I was like, that was like the third time somebody's told me that, and I was like, cool. So I'm gonna just go to the ER. Went to the ER. Took forever. Okay. I have a list of like all the things that I've been through. So walking to class. Listen, there's one thing about Nadia. I like being busy. I like getting stuff done. I like walking around campus to deliver things because I'm a TA. So I'm constantly walking. I walk super fast for some reason. I walk like this. Other people walk like, normal and slow. But me, I'm always constantly walking fast. And it started to get to a point where I'm just like, girl, I can't even deliver no papers. I can't walk to any other class without me feeling like I got ran over by a truck. And I just feel weak as hell. And I'm like, if somebody were to like flick me, I'd probably pass out. So I was like, are you kidding me? I was really sad and hurt too because I volunteered at a elementary school, and I watched kindergartners and first graders and second graders, and those were like my kids. I know it's kind of weird for like a teenager to say that, but like, man, those kids were like my own children. So I loved going to that community service every single day just to go see them, have fun with them, play with them. But it got to a point where I was so weak, and that was after school. I could barely make it through school throughout the day because I was weak. What makes myself think that I can go after school and then play with these kids and watch these kids? So it got really hard because it would be less for me to see my kids because I was so weak, and I couldn't even play with them as much as I wanted to. I would just be sitting down in like the cafeteria while the kids were like playing, and I would feel so bad because I'm just like, I want to play with my children, but I couldn't because I was so weak. So that was that was I can't think. Then when the day that my dad took me to the ER, it was, oh my gosh, the most intense amount of lightheadedness, very, very dizzy. Any loud volumes. I listen to music super loud. Like, I'm talking like, I love my loud music because I was in a band. So I like loud music. I was always surrounded by that, and it kind of blew out my ears. So I kind of have to listen to like music very loudly if I want to hear it. But like weird things, like I couldn't listen to things super loudly without feeling like I was gonna pass out, which is really weird. But yeah, we went to the doctors. They gave me they took a blood test, which I was crying. I was like, and it didn't even hurt. That's the worst thing. It's like I was just crying in front of these people. But I hate needles. But I'm okay with piercings, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they took my blood. I was crying. And then they were like, yeah, you're iron deficient. And I was like, I know that now. And my mom was like, oh yeah, before I went to the doctor, she was like, you're probably anemic. And I'm over here thinking anemic's like, you have lung infection, kidney infection, something. Anemic means like, you only have 3 days to live. That's what I'm thinking. So when they told me I was anemic, I was like, I'm not dying, right? But so basically what my anemia is caused by is boys, if you don't feel comfortable with this, totally understand. Girls, hear me out. TMI, but like, hey, I'm 18, I can talk about whatever on my channel, you feel me? So my anemia is caused by, or my iron deficiency is caused by very heavy periods. So my periods are really heavy. So sorry for all the guys who think that, I'm cute or whatever. Yeah, I have very heavy periods. I don't know what that had to do with anything. Naughty, you're stupid. But like, yeah, I have really, really heavy periods, which caused me to lose a lot of blood, and blood has iron in it, and I'm over here dying every month. Oh yeah, every month on my period is like really bad. Ever since I found out I was anemic, or when I started getting those symptoms, because I just be feeling like, oh, a dead walking corpse. Like, I feel like I could pass out in any minute, any time. So, okay, it came to a point where I saw a girl that I don't even like in the hallway, and I was like, girl, you gotta help me walk to class. God bless her, you know, but I was just like, can somebody help me? I'm always thinking that when I go to my next period, is like, can somebody help me? But I never ask for help because I don't want to make it like a big scene. Oh, and so at my school they have like this doctor's thing set up for me. So the thing is, if you're a student, go to your health office and be like, look, I'm anemic, boys and girls, because we can't forget the equality, honey. Girls mainly suffer from anemia and iron deficiency because of periods and stuff, but we also got to focus on boys too, because boys get it. We can't just leave out the boys. So boys and girls, if you're anemic and you're iron deficient and you feel dizzy walking to class, go to your health office or somebody, a teacher, get a doctor's note and set up a plan. My plan is that, you know, sometimes I would need to leave early to class just so that way I won't be late. But even then I won't be late. So here's the thing. We have 5 minutes to get to our next periods. My periods are across campus everywhere. So, you know, I have to walk super fast. I'm like, but ever since I, you know, I have to slow that down. It's just naturally to me. But like, I would leave maybe like 5 minutes earlier, so that way I can get a head start of everyone, so that way I can get to classes on time. Because it takes me, now I have to walk slower to class, so that way I don't pass out, which is really scary to think about now that I'm saying it out loud. But yeah, I have to walk slower to class, or even if I get out of class at the same time everybody else does, I won't get marked late for showing up to class late because I'm walking slower to class because, you know, a girl feels like she's dying, so I gotta go. What happened to me today was very, very bad, which caused me to make this video. I was in my 3rd period is when I started feeling it. I was hot and cold. I was like, it's very weird to describe. Feeling iron deficient, definitely feeling weak, fatigue, dizziness, you name it. So I always bring a water bottle with me. Your girl is always hydrated. My thing with anemia and iron deficiency is always stay hydrated. But like, I haven't been drinking a lot of water for the past few like months for some reason. You know, you just kind of forget. So I was in my 3rd period and I started to lay down because I was feeling hot and cold, and then I was not feeling nauseous, but I was just feeling sick. If that makes sense. I don't know, like, you feel like you can throw up but you don't feel nauseous. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but to me it made sense. It made a whole lot of sense. So I started feeling very weak and I started laying down and nothing was helping. I went to the health office and I was in there and they like gave me like a special room to lay in because they were like, we ain't laying you with other kids. Like, girls, stay away from them. We need to put you in a separate room. And while the lady was putting me in the room, I started feeling a panic attack coming on. If you guys don't know, I suffer with real bad anxiety and panic attacks. They come out of nowhere. Maybe I can do a whole separate video on that someday. But I was like coming down with a panic attack, and I told the lady, I was like, oh no, because I said, like, okay, I was sitting down because like she was like getting like the bed ready or whatever, and I had to sit down because your girl's weak. So I was sitting down, and then I was like, oh no, and she turns around, she's like, what's wrong? I was like, I feel a panic attack coming on. And my thing is, like, panic attacks, when you feel it coming on, in my opinion and how I experience it, is it's always worse when you feel it coming on than the actual panic attack, because I don't know, that's just the way I feel, how I roll and how my mental health deals with it and stuff. So but luckily I was calming down. She took my mind off it. She was talking about graduation, so that way that took my mind off it, right? I was laying there. I've never had a seizure before, and I don't want to disrespect anybody who has seizures, but I felt like I was like going to have one. I don't know what the symptoms are of having one, but you know, you just feel like you're about to like have a seizure, and that's so scary and crazy to think about, because you know, there's kids who suffer with that, there's teenagers, adults, and it's just like, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to self-diagnose myself, but I'm not. I just felt like I was going to have a seizure, whatever that feels like, you know, but I don't, it could just be something else, but that's what I felt. And yeah, so I was feeling that today. I feel that right now. I feel out of it. Anemia and iron deficiency has really caused me to stop a lot of amazing things, like my community service. I was already done with the hours, but they were like, you could still stay here, you could still volunteer, and I was like, yeah, but I haven't been able to do that and see my kids because like I'm so weak. So that's number one that's caused me to, like, not doing things. I've had to quit dance, which sucks because every time I try to pick it back up, the girls are like, hey, like, do you want to try it? I'm like, yes, of course. Pick it back up, and after dance, I just feel so weak. And you know how much it sucks for me to watch other people dance and I can't dance? Like, I love to dance, man. And so I've had to stop that, which is kind of emotional because all the things that I've loved to do, I've kind of had to stop. Like filming after school. I used to film after school a lot with my friends, making comedy skits, but that's had to stop. Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I'm good. I'm like, girl, I'm ready to film a video, but a lot of the times I can't because I just feel so weak. There's a lot of things that I've had to slow down or stop because I'm so weak. And I just want, the whole point of making this video was you're not alone. You know, there's kids and teenagers and people who are dealing with seizures all the time, who are dealing with worse panic attacks, anxiety than me, who are dealing with anemia, iron deficiency worse than me. And if you feel like whatever disease or whatever health problems you have that you can't complete the things and do the things that you love, you're not alone on that. And no matter what, fight through it, you know. It sucks because I really do enjoy going to school, but I can barely go to school. Oh yeah, another thing is recording my music, like my EP Neverland. It's been hard because sometimes when I sing, I feel like I'm gonna pass out because, you know, singing, you have to use a certain type of breathing patterns, and that's really, it's really like been bad for me for singing. It's just a lot of things that I had to quit, but I won't. Yeah?
Hey, how the drink we got to?
Almost done with it. Drinking through most of it.
Yeah, you seem happy.
Yeah, I'm making a video on the anemic stuff.
Anemic. Oh yeah, that's iron deficiency.
Yeah, iron deficiency. People don't feel alone. Telling them what I'm doing.
Oh, good shit.
For it. If you want to say something, you can, because it's going on YouTube. For iron deficient.
Y'all better take y'all minerals. Look up Dr. Sebi, holistic healing, holistic health, all that. Yep.
And drink a lot of hemp water. What is this? Hemp water has a lot of iron.
Hemp protein. And sea moss, alkaline spring water, Fiji water, all that. And yeah, here's some money made you.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like,
water.
Maybe I check out Nadia, because I remember I gave her that stuff. I was like, let me see how she's doing.
Well, thank you for checking in on me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. You can keep it.
I'll leave right here.
Okay. Yeah. It's good to have friends and family members who care about you. So what I want to do with this on my channel is say you're not alone. If you feel like you can't complete things because of your health, go about it healthy, but push through it. Take it from me, I was really passionate about a lot of things that I've had to stop for now, but they're not going to be stopped forever because I want to go through this anemic iron deficiency journey with you guys. Would definitely like to upload more videos about updating on my health. In the comment section, I want people to be like, here's some tips, and like we can just all help each other. Or if you have like a disease or health problem, you can be like, hey Nadia, like I've had seizures before, or oh, I'm constantly in the hospital. Let's all share our stories and be there for one another, because having health problems, it freaking sucks. It limits you from doing a lot of things. And I just want all of us to not feel alone in that aspect. So if you're going through any health problem of some sort, you know, if you feel comfortable, share that information and how you're dealing with it, and hopefully we can all help each other out. And I hope you guys can join me on my anemic journey of getting better and healing. Drink a lot of hemp water. It kind of tastes a little chocolatey, which is good, but yeah. Thank you for watching this video. It's Nadia Shock. Definitely come back with those comedy skits sometime. But yeah, you guys aren't alone, and get better. Get well soon. Mwah. Bye.